is up, Jayhawks? How are we doing? Good, dope. It's Thursday, it's rainy, but we're doing This Week in History. Or no. Whoa, my brain, sorry. We're doing Song of the Week. So my name is John Dawkins.
My name is Ashley Jackson.
Ashley Jackson?
Yeah.
Nice. All right, so for my song, I did Kehlani, Open Passionate. This is towards the latter half of this album. This is probably her, I want to say her 5th project. She has like 3 mixtapes, but this is like her second album. Her second debut. Yeah.
I think so.
Her second debut album. I don't even know where to start with this song. First of all, the production when the beat goes in.
Yeah.
I think my main part that I love about this song, before I go into like the details, is like the fact that it kind of, in the first verse and the first chorus, she's talking about an open relationship. So the whole song called Open Passion is about an open relationship. So in the first verse and chorus, I'm sure you heard she's talking about her ex YG. And she's saying, what if you're on the road? What if you slip up? What if tequila grabs your neck and says don't say that word on live? And she's just talking about the anxiety of being on the other side. And then the best part to it is when she flips it in the second verse and second chorus. And she's like, what if I slip up? What if tequila grabs my neck? And like, are you scared? If I do the same, would you go play the victim? It's like,
It was a really good song.
Yeah.
Like, I heard the album, but I just heard like the most popular songs on it. Like, obviously, since it isn't like further along inside the album, I didn't get a chance to listen to it when it first came out. But when I listened to it, I was like, oh snap. Like, like this is fire. I like this.
Yes.
But yeah.
So tell me about your song.
Okay, this week my song was Jill Scott Golden. This song, I've been listening to this song since I don't even know when.
Right.
It's like my mom's favorite singer is Jill Scott, and just this song is kind of, this week, I'm not gonna lie, it's been a rough week. So this is more of a pick-me-up song that I've been listening to. You know, it's very empowering if you like listen to the lyrics of the song. She's like taking back what's hers, reclaiming her life. She's living her life like she's golden, like she's just gonna be shining bright and like she's doing her thing. So I was like, you know, it's just been a rough week, but you know, we're gonna get through it. The end result is gonna be, I'm gonna be shining, be golden.
Exactly.
So that's why I chose this.
Especially with the
songs.
When you sent me that, I was like, it has, like, I was doing the same kind of feelings this week, especially with this rain outside. I'm like, ugh, it's just depressing and like mopey. But when you sent me that, I was like, yeah, like I didn't even have to listen to it because I knew the song, and I was just like, this is, I'm gonna live my life like it's golden.
Yeah.
So that was this song of the week, and signing off, John.
I'm Ashley.
And we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
No one takes drugs expecting to become addicted. You should know that addiction can happen to anyone because it's a disease of the brain. That also means recovery is possible. Addiction doesn't have to be permanent, and the state of Kansas is ready to assist you in every step of the way. Visit findtreatment.gov or call the Kansas Substance Abuse Referral Line at 866-645-8216.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Tristan Allen.
And I'm Graham Bond.
Graham
Bond, I know, I had the perfect opportunity. And we're here to talk about our favorite James Bond themes in the spirit of No Time to Die just coming out. So tell me some of your favorites, your maybe top 3.
So yeah, we came up with our top 3, both Graham and I. So personally, my third favorite was the Skyfall theme. Adele, she's just awesome. I still need to listen to her new song. She just released a song, but Adele's just she's just talented. She's got such a strong voice, and honestly, like I think the Skyfall just really like fit like what. Just really fit like that super spy narrative. I really think that was a good song that just accompanied it. Number 2, Live and Let Die by the Beatle, Paul McCartney. Well, he wasn't a Beatle at the time. He was on part of the Wings, but I just thought it was good. It was a good song. It started off like just kind of like casual. Just like a little bit slower, and then it just instantly just turns up. And when it turns up, it matches the action, that the Bond films are just known for. I thought it really went. And also just a good song to listen to, like just on its own. And my number one favorite theme is the theme from Casino Royale, the first Daniel Craig film as James Bond. I just thought, I think it just captured just the grit, of James Bond, and frankly also just, Daniel Craig is probably my favorite James Bond actor, but I am still working through the movie, so I still need to work through them. So
I am in the same boat. I'd have to agree with you there. But yeah, in the spirit of, as you were saying, the top three, it's pretty similar. Yeah, my third song was "Live and Let Die," which hesitated a little bit actually putting it at 3. And Cal, I'm sure is not going to like that I said that, but my only problem with it is I don't think it has that Bond sound as much. It's like you said, you can listen to it as its own, but I mean, it's an amazing song, and how could you not put it in? Second, I had to give it to the original, the OG, the Dr. No theme. Just that orchestra just really, I mean, it just puts so much life into Dr. No in that film.
Yeah, that Bond theme, that orchestrated Bond theme is just a very iconic theme, but go ahead.
It's so bombastic. And then my first was Skyfall, like you said. Adele really put a highlight, I think, on Bond songs. I mean, that was one of the best ones that they'd had in years, if not, as I think, the best off of that. And it just really was such a showcase for Daniel Craig as well. So are there any other ones that you thought really deserved, to be honorable mentions or something?
Honorable mentions. So I did want to bring up Billie Eilish's, the recent one for No Time to Die. I thought Billie Eilish, did a pretty good job. It was somber, what the film was. I'm not going to spoil the film, but, it was Daniel Craig's last outing as the super spy, so the movie had a very, somber feel, and I thought Billie Eilish, just really delivered. She lived up to that standard. What about you?
Oh, I agree. And what a fitting tribute for him. There's something, as you've listened to, that last note in No Time to Die is such that 60s, I think it's actually taken from the Dr. No theme. I just love how it so incorporates the older themes as well as being this new diverse thing. I mean, having Billie Eilish be a songwriter for a Bond song was such a radical decision to a lot of people.
Right, yeah, she's just so young,
Oh, yeah. Although I think her voice captures it. Another voice that I thought was so great. It's not my favorite but of the themes, but I'm blanking on the name of it. Garbage's theme.
Yeah, no, it was from the movie The World Is Never Enough, right?
Yes, The World Is Never Enough. What an amazing voice that she has, in something that it's just so suited for that more somber, but also, yeah. I'm kind of blanking.
Right, yeah. Another honorable mention I will have, and I did not, and this kind of just came up to me, but it was Pierce Brosnan's first outing, GoldenEye. I thought, I can't remember the name of that song or who did it off the top of my head.
Tina Turner?
I think so too.
Yeah.
But yeah, this just honestly just came up off the top of my head since you brought up the Pierce Brosnan film. I also thought that was a good film, but were there any songs that you thought, themes that you were really disappointed in?
There were the one by Lulu I thought was just kind of okay. I don't know. I think some of the first ones, From Russia to Love, Thunderball, just classic Bond themes, and the last couple have been really good. The more in the middle as you go, I guess, I feel like they kind of lost their clout and their just overall strength. I don't know.
Yeah. Personally, I thought from Spectre 2015, Writings on the Wall, personally, I thought that it was, the orchestration was good. I just don't think Sam Smith. Am I correct?
Yes.
Who did it? Yeah, Sam Smith. I don't think his voice really just matched it. Matched the orchestration or just the Bond theme.
Not at well, and that came right after Skyfall, and I don't know if he was trying to. I mean, how can you follow up Adele? Really?
That is also a fair point. I know. You have so much to follow up with. It's hard, and sometimes you try too hard, you overthink it, and you blow it.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
Well, I mean, I think we covered up our favorite Bond stuff. Coming up after the break, we're going to have Nathaniel and Nathan with our vinyl review.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you, your identity for life. The University of Kansas, a great place to be you.
Welcome back to Vinyl Review. I'm Nathaniel.
And I'm Nathan.
And after taking a week's hiatus for the first time in a very long time when we were not on Vinyl Review, we come back to you with a special Halloween presentation of Alice Cooper's $1 Billion Babies. And I know, Nathan, that you're not a huge Alice Cooper guy, but what did you think? What were your first impressions of this album?
I was actually quite happy with it. You know, I don't really listen to Alice Cooper that much. I mean, everybody knows, like, the big hits like School's Out. But I was actually fairly happy with this album. I enjoyed listening to it more than I originally thought I would.
Yeah, this one has some pretty well-known tracks on it, too. No More Mr. Nice Guy is a pretty well-known one, and there's the title track is also semi-well-known, So Is Elected as well, which kind of gets played a lot during the election years. But this album came out in 1973. It was actually a Billboard #1 album, which I think this might be the first time we've ever done a Billboard #1 record on the show, because I don't think any of those Eagles albums reached #1.
One of these nights might have, but I'm not sure off the top of my head.
Okay, but we can confirm for sure that
Yeah.
this one did reach #1, and rightfully so. There's a lot of strange themes on us, but that's what makes it really great. This album covers topics such as sexual abuse, necrophilia, horror, murder. It has everything.
Yeah, it's a mixed bag of about everything you could think of in the world. It seems.
Yeah,
like.
there's a lot of horror themes on that, but that's why it's perfect for Halloween. What song on here that you had not heard before was your favorite?
So it was the first track. I'm trying to
Hello
remember.
Hooray,
Yeah.
which is not an Alice Cooper song.
Yes.
It was originally, that song was written in the 30s, I believe.
I actually very much enjoyed Hello Hooray. I was quite surprised when I first turned on the album. That was the first thing I had. I was like, huh, that's pretty good, actually. So overall, I think that was probably my favorite track. Obviously, No More Mr. Nice Guy.
No More Mr. Nice Guy is just one of those classic rock songs.
It is kind of hard to hate that track. So I'd say Hello Hooray and No More Mr. Nice Guy are my favorites.
Now, one thing I want to bring up for this album is the track $1 Billion Babies actually features Donovan on it, on the spoken part. What did you think of that song, the title track?
You know, I actually wasn't a huge fan of it. I don't know if that's partly because of the spoken words. Obviously, I kind of had a problem with that last year with the Velvet Underground. So I think it's kind of almost that same theme a little bit, that I'd just rather have singing instead of like slam poetry.
I can understand that, but when I learned that Donovan was on there, I was just blown away because it doesn't sound like him at all.
No,
because
it
we never
doesn't.
really hear him talking, because he has a very unique voice. I think Alice Cooper himself has a very unique voice, but I think Donovan also does, in that kind of like low English accent that he has on there. My favorite song on this album, other than No More Mr. Nice Guy and Hello Hooray, is I Love the Dead, which in no way, shape, or form should be like anything interesting to think about. Well, it is actually, but it should no way be that interesting. How can a song about necrophilia be that catchy? The thing that really drew me into that song when I first heard that was the whammy bars on those guitars are just so powerful.
Yeah.
What do you think of that song?
I
I think it's a perfect way to end off this album.
Yeah, I did like it. I agree with you. It's a good way to end off, what is actually a very good album, in my opinion. It's probably up there in maybe the first half of the songs that I liked on here. Probably not my top 3, but still, I mean, it's different, but it's still really good.
And this is a change for you, because I bet most of the stuff that you've listened to is probably just Alice Cooper solo stuff.
Pretty much.
And this is near the end of the Alice Cooper band era. They would only release one more album in their lifetime. And so second to last album one of the best albums of the 70s, in my opinion. What would you give this album overall?
I think I'd give it an 8.5 out of 10. I was skeptical coming in, but as I kind of worked into the album a lot more, it started to grow on me a little bit. So I was very happy with it, actually.
I would agree. This is probably my favorite Alice Cooper album there is, and it's a pretty rare one to find these days. So when we were out vinyl shopping the other day on Mass, I was so surprised to see this because this is one of the rare ones that people don't usually find. And this cover here is really beat up, but the disc inside is almost pristine. It's like it's not even been played. I'd probably give this album, I would agree, 8.5 to a 9 range. I think this is Alice Cooper's best work that he put out. A lot of really memorable tracks on this. Really encapsulates that early 70s horror theme that was really popular in rock music at the time.
Yeah.
So up next, we are going to be looking at the Eagles' last 2 albums. I'm really looking forward to your opinions on Hotel California next week.
It'll be different than what you might expect.
That's what you were saying, so I'm very interested because that is one of my favorite albums, but you're a bigger Eagles fan than I am, so I'm very interested to see what you have to think on that album because I know that's obviously Joe Walsh's first album, which is a very high point for that album.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah.
No doubt.
Well, we're going to take a quick break. Happy Halloween, by the way. And after the break, we're going to be back with This Week in History with Grace and Taylor.
For students searching for a way to stay active in an outdoorsy way, the City of Lawrence has bike trails running in every direction, and with the new Bike Share program, we can stay in shape as we tour the sights of our beautiful city. Clinton Lake is only a short 30-minute bike ride away from Daisy Hill and has the most incredible sunset location in all of Lawrence. Walking campus may give you the KU calves, but biking can give you the KU thighs. Bike Lawrence today.
Welcome back to This Week in History. I'm Taylor.
And I'm Grace. In 1962, 12-year-old Stevie Wonder recorded his first ever single for Motown Records, Thank You for Loving Me All the Way, which was backed by the Funk Brothers.
In 1964, The who was known as the High Numbers at the time, received a letter from EMI Records asking for original material after their first audition with the label.
In 1969, Sugar Sugar by the Archies took the #1 spot on the UK singles chart. It stayed on top of the chart for 8 weeks. It also eventually took over the #1 spot in the US as well. The song ended up surpassing 6 million total copies sold worldwide.
In 1970, Pink Floyd held the #1 spot on the UK album chart with the Atom Heart Mother, which was the group's first #1 album. The album cover is known for its uniqueness as it shows a cow standing in a pasture with no text or clue of what's exactly on the record.
In 1976, Led Zeppelin made their US TV debut. They performed Black Dog and Dazed and Confused on Don Kirshner's rock concert.
In 1979, during a U.S. tour, Elton John collapsed on stage at the Hollywood Universal Amphitheater after suffering from exhaustion.
In 1995, Def Leppard earned themselves a spot in the Guinness Book of World Record after performing 3 separate shows in 24 hours. They performed in London, Tangier, and Vancouver.
In 1999, singer, songwriter, and actor Hoyt Axton died of a heart attack at age 61. Axton is most famously known for writing songs for Elvis Presley, Ringo Starr, Glenn Campbell, and John Denver.
That's all for This Week in History. Be sure to tune in next week at 4 and follow us on our socials on Twitter at Jayhawk_Jukebox and our Instagram at JayhawkJukebox.
Have a good evening.